Okay, so I guess it's my first video in a while that I'll ever probably upload. Today, I kind of just wanted to build a plane, maybe a submarine, or at least improve and innovate on my previous builds. Okay, so, whoa. Okay, so I have a couple ideas to innovate on. Like this plane. It works good, it everything. I like the design, but it's just feels too slow. I want a faster, more controllable plane. Just look at that. That's for me. That's a slow turning radius. Something a little bit quicker too. But I don't want to ruin its like usability. Like look how good that glides. So I think I could innovate by adding more to these side servos. These side servos should probably be 1.4. Let's do 1.4 each side. That would help with turning, though we still have our speed problem. Now, I'm seeing opportunity for more boost here, but that would come at the cost of our thrust coming in higher and pushing us downwards, which it already wants to go downwards, which isn't great. I mean, I could technically do that on each side to counteract that, since now our thrust would be a little bit higher. Then that would mean I'd need to add skis here just to kind of balance that out. So we're gonna try that. We're just gonna add, I don't know. Hmm. We're just gonna add one of these thrusters. Guess we can add those thrusters too. I mean, I guess we don't need skis. Okay, so far, yeah, I can definitely wants to go down a little bit. Turning is still not great, but we definitely haven't improved on total speed. But still, I don't like how it's doing that. So, there's a couple more things we can add. Well, I can add to kind of improve on this small design. Well, first, if you look at aerodynamics, we can see our plane isn't very aerodynamic. So, you can add some streamlining. Like, you can add a wedge there, a wedge there, or actually just add them to straight to these parts. And that solves one part of aerodynamics. Just another part that's going to be more difficult to solve is aerodynamics here, since they don't really have a good piece for these. Actually, that's pretty good. No, it looks weird now. But that's still better aerodynamics than we had. Again, I'd like to just add some small skis to the front to kind of just make it a little bit smoother ride. Kind of like that. We also need to improve on turning, so let's do 1.6 each side. Let's actually look at forces just to see where our thrust is coming in. Our thrust is still coming in like right where our center of balance is, which is what you want. You want those two to be good. If it's too low, you're gonna get pushed up. If it's too high, you're gonna get pushed down. That reminds me, could add these gyro stabilizers. Shoot. Could add these gyro stabilizers here to kind of, well, stabilize, of course. But we just want like a small amount of correction. So 0.6 on each side. Just want it to keep us straight enough. We're also going to add that bind to 1 to make us more maneuverable when we want it. So now push 1. Ooh, it's not good enough. Definitely going to have to get our design better. Oh gosh, what? Okay, so these are gonna have to be. These are gonna have to be way stronger now with that extra weight. Let's say 2.1. So now with that, we need these to be way stronger too. So it's just normal 1. And yeah, I think that's it. That's about it. See, turning adjusted, so it still doesn't keep us quite stable. So I guess we could scrap the idea about it just passively correcting us and just force it to be straight. Should be good enough. So servos can still correct us enough, but can this keep us straight? It is still not strong enough to keep us straight. So that we actually start leaning downwards still. So it glides good and everything, which means my aerodynamics, well, not aerodynamics, means I'm generating a good amount of lift. But we still need these to correct. So just gonna force it even stronger. 5 each side. Yeah, that's definitely good now. It actually keeps us nice and corrected. Though I still feel like our steering servos need to be stronger. Yeah, but our speed is pretty okay. So, steering servos. Set those to 3. Hopefully that isn't too quick. So our roll servos are pretty good. Yeah, it's quick, but it's not like too much. So I like this design. This is pretty okay, but still have that speed issue. So we need to find areas where we can add more thrusters to go quicker. Now, I see a way I can do that, but I'm not quite sure I like it. So I can add dragon jets to the side of the wings. our thrust is now slightly higher than our center of weight, which is, yeah, now I can't go up. We're also heavier, so now we're too heavy and our thrust is fighting against us. So it solves our speed issue, definitely, but now we can't turn. Well, no, we can still turn, but still don't really want to fight against this every time. So we're gonna have to find a different solution. It won't make us too much quicker, but it'll definitely be way better than this, and it won't disrupt our center of thrust. So I can just, I can actually add the dragon engines to the sides here, but it's way more vulnerable. The good thing is that it shouldn't actually affect our center of thrust a whole lot. So definitely, you know, it's pretty good. So I think all this design needs are weapons now. So we're gonna remove that. Now, I believe that the best way to go about this would be an EMP blaster. And we could go with rockets or an EMP. An EMP would disable our opponent, and then we could just rely on blasters as our secondary. So our center of weight isn't affected too much, but our center lift, you usually want your lift to be more centered, like you want your lift to be in the middle. But this design isn't too bad. This still keeps us nice and stable. Not really, never mind, I changed my mind. Still turn pretty good. Though, I think I solved all the problems I had. Now, we're just gonna go a little bit overkill. So, this should basically if we get out of offset, that would be good actually, so we go slightly upwards. Is it possible to add an offset? No. But we're just gonna force it to correct this entirely. So this is the strongest they go. That's good. So yeah, solved my issues. Yeah, I like this design. We actually kind of made it way better than it used to be before. Look at that. differences, though it's wider, but it's way more aerodynamic too. So that's 1 out of 2 that I wanted to work on today. Now my next design is a submarine. Though I feel like my submarine doesn't really need much changed. Felt like my submarine was already pretty good design. Since it goes up, not very quick, but it does surface. And it does sink. And it can hover. It's not very quick though. But it's also not supposed to be. We do have our EMP and our missiles. So we also, as you can see, have an energy shield all around us. I'm gonna do very small improvements to this. Like, we're gonna move the shield further back because our front is good. We just need it to form the closest we can to a full sphere without any vulnerabilities. So all I'm really worried about is the speed. I don't like how slow it is. Making it a little bit quicker would be very nice. And I have an idea how. Now this makes us heavier, which means, yeah, our old amount of buoyancy won't be enough. But how I was dealing with this was now going to make our shield have a very small vulnerability. So we're at the upper limit of how long we could be without... Well, no. If we had those there, we can add one more. And we're going to have to hope this makes us buoyant enough. We are ever so slightly buoyant enough to actually stay. So we can move this now. Move these here. And we can actually move the rear ones and just wide. Okay, that's our steering. I'll handle it. Okay. Just a very unrealistic design, but yeah, that also means it won't work. Well, it shouldn't work. Yeah, like I thought. So, I'm gonna have to remove two of these. Okay, now we're actually buoyant enough. Well, no, the journey isn't that bad. So we are significantly slower. So, we need a way to deal with that. So I thought all these motors would make us faster. But it appears that it won't. So, we need a way to actually make us quicker. So, these do 1,000. Okay, yeah. That is gonna work. Okay. This might be a better alternative. So I doubt it. Oh, uh, never mind, I guess. But we are louder though. It's not really a problem though. Okay, so we since that is our new, they are expendable though. So this is a piece we are willing to sacrifice. So this should make us way quicker. So we are now quicker. We are more buoyant now too. We don't surface very quick, but we don't have to. This is mostly gonna stay underwater. So it looks like those engines are actually way more efficient than I thought they'd be. It might not be buoyant though. We are very rear heavy now. So how we fix that is making those stronger. Very slight. We do go 50 now though. It's way faster than the 25 we used to go though. Okay, so having an already a good amount of buoyancy inside. So I don't know, adding a medium, just anything to make us already. Wait, undo that. Okay, yeah, something that can make us all buoyant already, like just basically already being buoyant. Would solve a lot of problems. Like already being semi-buoyant, solve our surfacing issue. But that also means we're, yeah, with these empty we fall. Now that means that these might not be enough. It can very likely mean that, yeah. Pretty sure adding more of them doesn't do anything either. Kind of right, just another one didn't really do much. So we just, okay, now, yeah, we surface way quicker. We can probably hover. We're pretty quick now too. So it's our second design. Better than the old one. You have 4, so we just basically added 1 motor and then more motors